happy to have Dr. Jaideep Sharma on this platform. And thank you, Shilpa, for introducing and inviting Dr. Sharma on this platform. And he has amazing experience and a lot of things to tell us. So, Shilpa, if you could introduce him, and then we will start the session.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited to introduce our special guest, Dr. Jaideep Kumar Sharma. He's a highly respected radiologist. Uh, his life is truly inspiring. He has turned his personal life into a mission. Uh, so I'm very thrilled to have him here, and we can hear his story, his experiences through him, and maybe we will learn something that we won't be able to find in any textbooks. And this is something that we are going to have a conversation rather than a speech that we can find it on the internet. So feel free to raise your hand or just unmute yourself and ask any questions you may have.
Thank you, Shilpa. And again, in the beginning, Dr. Sharma will give us some introductory, introduction about himself, and then all of you, whoever wants, can ask question. You can unmute yourself or keep the videos on, whatever. This is more informal session. Okay. So go ahead, Dr. Sharma, and you can just give a brief introduction about the experience that you have gone through, and then we can have open it for questions.
Uh, Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone who's listening in, but especially to um, Shilpa ji and Jagdish ji, if he's there, that is her husband, and you, sir, Shrikant Sabnish ji, the yoga teacher, the master, that you have this platform where I can be heard. The one big complaint most people have uh, with others is that people don't listen to me. Uh, I know just about everybody on this planet is of the opinion that it's very hard to find people who would listen to you. And here I am sitting on the other side of the globe with people listening to me. I mean, how lucky could I possibly be? This is just the most amazing thing that's happening. And thanks to technology, thanks to the listening that people are providing, that I only exist in your listening. And this is so beautiful that you make me expand so much and make myself so purposeful, at least for this phase and this period of my life. Thank you so much, all of you. Um, well, to some people, the story that I'm gonna talk about might sound crazy, to some unbelievable, and maybe to some inspiring even. But I'm currently 62 years of age. And yes, I was born in Delhi itself, where I'm right now sitting in the suburb of, I'm sitting in Gurgaon, a place immediately adjacent to Delhi. And I was born in Delhi back in 1963 and born to parents where my father was a agriculturist. He was actually born to a villager, a farmer, and learned farming as his first skill. Went on to do his BSc, then MSc in agriculture, and finally his DSc from that time Holland, now Netherlands, and his master's from US, his PhD from US. So, and was a fairly established scientist in agricultural specialities of yesteryears. He's since passed away now. It's been 4 years since he's gone. My mother, on the other side, was born in erstwhile Pakistan. She was a Sindhi, and she was born in a very rich family, on the contrast to my father's upbringing, and later went on to become uh, one of the rare lady physicians, a doctor from a college here in Delhi, which is called Lady Harding Medical College, and was very well established gynecologist in her practice. I lost her a little earlier. That was about 20 years ago. I have an elder brother who's an engineer, and that's how my family is complete. Um, why I say the family is complete is because of the other part of the story. That is when I was still not 30 years of age, back 29 and a half, back in the month of June 1993. Uh, I happened to have met with a road accident, a pretty bad road accident, because when I woke up out of coma, which happens to be the second longest coma of my country, it was already 6 months since the accident had happened. And I woke up in the ICU of a hospital called All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And the moment I came around, I could identify my hospital because I had had all my education from that very institution, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. I'm a doctor by profession, and I'm an MBBS and MD. MD is in radio diagnosis, which is looking at black and white pictures, X-rays, ultrasound, CT scan, MRI, PET scans, currently as is. So I'm trained into that at All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Though part of my training was also done in Germany, Freiburg and Berlin. And but that was back in the late 80s. It was 91 when I became an assistant professor with All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and I was teaching and researching into medical fields and doing pretty well with for myself when in 1993 I met with this road accident. Currently, I am, and yes, maybe that document I can later share with you people, is that I am permanently physically disabled by 55% of my body. I have only 45% of functional organs in my body. Um, Accident happened on the 6th of June. I woke up in December and was sent home about 9.5 years later after the accident in a wheelchair. And my elders were told that I probably would never be functional enough. In that accident, I lost the company of, permanently lost company of my wife, my son, my parent-in-laws, maidservant who used to work for us that time. And much later, 6.5 months later, when I got back to the general ward from the ICU because I had woken up so called miraculously, they started repairing my body parts. This is an artificial face. It took many years to have me get these artificial teeth and a jaw. This is not my face. I don't have a wrist on the right side. I don't have a left shoulder. I don't have a right leg. And few ribs are missing on my left side of the chest also. So, but I mean, it might sound bad because when I woke up, I saw a crumpled piece of flesh. They said that is supposed to be my leg and a caved in left half of my chest. So it looked pretty gruesome. And no, because I was a doctor myself, I knew this looks pretty bad. And finally, that certification of 55% permanent physical impairment in functions of my body left me fairly disheartened and upset about life. And then getting back home, a home where there was nobody to get back to because everybody was gone. And that made me a very cynical, a very resentful, a very angry, a very difficult person to be with. Not that I was a very good person any earlier, but into those 10 years of solitude and all the trouble that I thought had been wreaked on me, I thought life was difficult. And I saw myself about 10, 11 years after the accident being a very difficult person to be with. I was resentful. I was resentful of everybody around me, that they're not treating me well. I was resentful of even God not treating me very well. But so much for that. And that created a new Jaideep. Uh, and another event which was more significant in my life than even this accident was when a radiologist, which is me, sitting in my chair one morning, as I woke up from my uh, bed, I realized it was pretty dark. And there are times when I wake up early. I try to switch on lights, but I couldn't even find the remote to the television or the switch that I used to generally keep on my bed, a remote switch to switch on lights. I was pressing them and there was no light. This was the year 2004, October. So it was well 10 and a half years after the accident. I was taken to All India Institute of Medical Sciences in next 3 hours, and they examined my eyes and they told me I had had what is called bilateral retinal detachment, which is the back portion of the eye where the image is formed. The front part is called cornea, the back part is called the retina. That had torn open in both my eyes and they were profusely bleeding, and I had gone blind. Now, into 44th year of life, retina doesn't heal. Retina has healing only till 21 years of age. So the moment they diagnosed that for me and my professor did, uh, I knew what he meant to tell me, that I'm going to be permanently blind in both my eyes. I begged them to do whatever best they can do because I lived by myself for the last 10, 11 years and life was not a bed of roses. And I was, as I said, an angry, disturbed, and a physically challenged person. I also noticed that I had put on weight. I was about 130 kgs that time. I had had three slip discs, and because of my extra weight and muscle weaknesses that I had gathered over lying in bed and sitting in wheelchair all the time. And now the retinal detachment had rendered me completely useless, a piece of flesh with no purpose and no functionality at all. And that day they served me the certificate of 100% physical impairment with no chance of my retina healing, because it doesn't technically, it is not meant to scientifically. Retina doesn't heal after you attain complete adulthood, which was long gone. I was 44 and there was little chance. They put me on high steroids. They operated for about 4 or 5 hours that evening. They were doing laser for both my eyes on my request because they said this had to be done over 5, 6 sittings. But I said I can't keep coming back to the hospital. I don't have anybody living with me. Please do whatever you can do. Um, Not living with me because I lived by myself in a place Gurgaon, while my parents and brother, elder brother, they were living in Delhi and about 30 kilometers of distance apart. So in the house where I live, I run my clinic, and and my staff takes care of me and my home and my clinic. So I was begging them to do whatever they can do in one single sitting. And that evening, I was wheeled back out of the hospital and lying in the corridor. I think that is when I hit the lowest point of my life. When it hit me that now I'm physically challenged and visually totally blind and a radiologist. So I have no other ways of ever earning bread for myself. And I have become purposeless altogether. But you see, that hasn't happened. I'm right now sitting and talking to you, and I got up this morning and I had had about 1 hour of cycling also. And I drove around. I went to the place where I could safely cycle, and 1 hour of cycling. And I came back now to sit with you and have this conversation. So, whatever the scientists, the so called scientists, my teachers, the professors, and the learned people from All India Institute of Medical Sciences were talking about, and I could share some certificates, as you said, if I had any documents, Shikanji, to start with, but maybe later I would share with you, which you can maybe superimpose on this conversation if there's some way be about it. I'm technically disabled completely. So this shouldn't be happening in the 62nd year of my life. The accident happened in 93. This is 2025. It's been more than 32 years now. And the science has been proven wrong in their assessment of. And these are people who are professors at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. This is a place most of you might have heard about. Is a brilliant place for medical research and assessments and teachings, and they can't go wrong. They just can't go wrong. And most of my life, I've lived believing that this is who I am, a permanently disabled person. Now, this is what the topic of today's discussion is that I would want to be. What is that we are told? What is that we believe? What is that we experience? And what is really the truth about various experiences that we get through the journey of our life? Maybe at this point, in case there are people listening in, I would want any questions be asked if there be um, queries about what I said so far, or anything specific that people would want to me to talk further on about. Anyone?
We're looking forward to how you transformed.
Oh,
Yes,
acha.
that was
So I
the question. You transformed
so
yourself.
Shrikantji, no, I didn't transform. I'm not smart enough. I'm not able enough, and neither am I trained enough for all that. So I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything. I just lying blind in the corridor outside in the eye hospital that evening that I was wondering where to go with this 120 kg of useless lump of flesh, which has little purpose left now at 44 years of age. I was wondering there, what is that now needs to be done? And I was arguing and fighting with the Almighty because going by the way we believe about in India, we believe about our existence is that there's a Param Pita up there and we are the children. And if I'm the child and he's the creator and my um, father or mother, whichever way we would like to believe God exists, then why would he treat a child, one of his children, like this? I was a good student, I was a good son, I was a good husband, a good father, a good doctor. I was really taking care of my patients and doing everything to the best of my abilities. Why was I being punished? And that was the question I was repeatedly asking um, and hoping that he would hear. The good part is I got an answer to that. And today I could share that answer with you, which rarely I get opportunities to talk about, but I still spend all my day talking to my patients and trying to do whatever best I can do for them. Is that till that stage in life, that person, that 42-year-old person, was all the time about what is about my existence, which is going to benefit me. What is that I can do for myself, given that I've already been walking around on this planet for 42 years? Um, how much more money can I make? How much more respect I may earn for myself? How much more property I can um, possess? How better a car I could, or how a more adventurous vacation I could go on, or a beautiful person I can have a life partner as. I was all about what is in life about what is in life for me. What is this life about that can provide me with more and more and more? And that is where I had to be stopped. I had to be stopped. There was no other way. I wouldn't have stopped any other way. So I forced, if I may use that stronger term, the Almighty to finally stop me. and there was no other way but to do what he had done. And finally, this conversation between me and him happened, and I got literally like I'm right now talking, and the people around listening. I got his generous listening and a few questions that he put to me as to what do you think I created you for? And maybe I can put this question now to the forum, to the people who are listening in. What really do you think the I in you, each one of you who's listening in, what really do you think? I mean, I believe most people would be adults who are listening into this conversation. So they would have spent a few decades on this planet already. The question is, um, if we are the created ones and there is a creator and he's a very intelligent creator, why do you think he created us? What is the purpose of him creating us? Our existence, does it have a purpose? And the sooner we realize, the sooner we will start fulfilling on the purpose of our existence. So, um, may I request somebody to please come up with whatever they think is the purpose of our existence, or his or her existence, if anybody could?
I feel there was some task he wanted you to do it because of your
Yeah,
experience, and
true,
maybe that's
true.
the reason that you can give
Absolutely.
message to people also how you can survive regardless. And I think that's what God, you are like a messenger or
Uh,
kind of encourage
okay.
people going through any kind of problem.
I believe that is Shilpaji, right?
No, that's
Shilpaji,
So
Swati.
that's Swati.
That's Swati ji. I'm Swati ji.
Yes.
My apologies. I can't see the names. Somehow on my screen, I can't see the names of people speaking. So I'll probably just address everybody as a friend. Yes, friend, you're right. I mean, to some extent, true, true. But lying blind on that stretcher all by myself, when every doctor was leaving back for home, and it was late in the evening, and the hospital was shutting down, and they were trying to tell me that soon they'll shift me to the ward. And there was thick bandages on both my eyes, and I was numb. I got the answer to this, and no, given the I was a little kid when I was told start studying, otherwise you'll be not very productive in life. You know how competitive it is to be a student in India, where there are very few academic opportunities and a lot of people applying for higher education, and it's a tough field, especially when your father's a scientist and your mother's a leading gynecologist. They want you to study all the time, and your brother's already made it to an engineering college, then and they think you're an idiot. They force you to study and study and study, and that's it. And I was doing only that. And I'd reached that point in life where now I'm lying in a corridor wondering what life is all about. I thought it was all about studying and making, gathering more knowledge and making more money and maybe respect in case it happens along with if it does happen. And I was so wrong. I was in such a wrong direction that I had to be rudely and bluntly stopped by the Almighty to let me see that the purpose of my existence actually, see, if I were to, this is a pencil, right? And everybody knows what the work of this pencil is. Um, uh, um, there's a camera right in front of me, so everybody knows what a camera is. For a pen, a car, a spectacle, we all know exactly what the purpose of everything is. The bulb here right now in front of me, the fan on top behind me. Uh, we know the purpose of everything that is created around us, but I felt that human beings have very little idea what they are here for, and that is unfortunate because the answer is so damn simple. If automobile is about automatic mobility and television is about far vision, and telephone is about far sounds, then what would humans be about? Humans are only about being human. It is about insaniyat. It is about manavta. It is about being manushya. If you get these words, that is all you are. And that is all you were meant to be ever. But having gotten a few um, pieces of paper which you think are your degrees and define you, suddenly you start thinking you're a doctor and or you're an or a Nobel laureate even maybe, or a great citizen of a country, or some craziness seeps in when all you are is just a human. And being human is the most revered thing I can do. I was educated in this All India Institute of Medical Sciences in the final stages of my education, where I realized they were not trying to make me good doctor. They were trying to make me a good human being. If I could only hold somebody's hand and listen to his problems and advise him as to what would be the best for him to heal and the shortest path and the easiest way and the most comfortable way, that is the only thing I was supposed to do. I was not supposed to do the rest of the peripheral stuff, which was about making more money or learning for few more languages or mastering skills about running a few gadgets that I do, CT scan, MRI, ultrasound. That is not about being human at all. About being human is about feeling the pain of the other person, because other life forms on this planet, like human lives, have the only difference that human life is all about compassion. Human animals don't have compassion. They fight with each other. They snatch from each other. They they contest with each other. While humans are supposed to love each other. Humans are supposed to care for each other. Humans are supposed to. Manavta is all about other person's problems before my own problems. And I had heaps of my own, and I thought mine should be addressed first. Until I didn't give up on uh, my problems and started focusing on what I can do for the problems that the others are facing, I never realized what being human was. And thank God, much later into life, I came to a point where I could understand that the best thing that can be is just being human. A life, if I can live like a simple human, where I understand the suffering of the other fellow humans, which is in our language, it is called Sah Anubhuti. Sah means the same as the other. Anubhuti is experience. Sahanubhuti is same experience as the other person. It's same as um, compassion. The same as you feel, I feel too. That is Sahanubhuti. If I can hold hand of a person and he says, Doctor, I'm in pain, and I can feel that pain, and says, I'm scared, and I can feel that scare. And if he says I'm worried and I can feel that worry myself in my soul, then I'm probably human, because animals won't be able to do so. And that's what I was created. But till much later into my life, till about 20 years ago, my life was all about how can I benefit from it? There's nothing to benefit. There's nothing to there's nothing to take. There's nothing to procure. It is just beautiful being human. And that is all he sent me for. Suppose a toaster one day thinks that I'm not a toaster, I'm a hammer. And he starts hammering some nails into wood. And it manages to do so, maybe a couple of nails, not too well, but maybe somehow it does. And then we realize the toaster is all broken and damaged. I was lying there all broken and damaged, wondering why was I broken and damaged? And I realized it was simple, because I was not being human, and I was only meant to be human for all these 42 years, which I never learned. It was just simple. I had to be a human being where I'm supposed to feel compassion for the sufferings of the other fellow human beings. And I was being taught by the best of doctors across the globe. My All India Institute of my Medical Sciences, I can vouch teaches compassion best that a medical college should and can across the globe. Because after that, I traveled across the whole globe and met and visited multiple medical colleges and facilities, and I never found anybody, any teachers with as much compassion as my teachers do. They could be making millions and they could be revered and they can probably have temples made in their names. They're so amazing people, but they still choose to contribute to our lives so that we may go out there and contribute to others uh, with nothing. And they have removed the ego and the myself from the whole conversation of their own lives. They're all about service and all about humanity and all about creating comfort for the other people on this planet. And it was so beautiful. I had had my journey among those people, but I never learned that. I was a selfish clod of complaints and ego, uh, never satisfied, never happy. That brings me to the second part. If the purpose of our existence is being human, which is feeling compassion for the pain and discomforts of the other people, holding their hands and trying to see what you can do at best to have them be sorting out their discomforts, how do we go about doing it? How does this machine we call human, how does this machine work? Because I have a machine now that they had certified it is damaged because I don't have a right leg, I don't have a face, I don't have a shoulder, don't have six ribs, and now my retinas are gone and I can't see and I can't walk. What am I supposed to do now? Uh, my wrist is missing on the right side. No, I can't write, I can't walk, I can't speak, I can't eat, I can't go to the toilet, uh, I can't see anything. How am I supposed to be human now? Friends, I would like to really, really tell you this very simple fact. Life is simpler than we have figured it out to be. It is very simply just in the service of others. Just that. And that is for no reason. You don't have to have a reason to do so because that is all you're meant to do. You don't have to have a reason. A pencil doesn't have to have a reason to write because that is all it can do. It'll be it'll be sharpened, and therefore when being sharpened it'll be cut, it'll be damaged, it'll be injured, but its job is to continue to write. As long as its job is simple, it is meant to write. And human being, insan, is all about insaniyat. Manav is all about manavta. Manush is all about manushyata. It's all about being human. That's all our existence is for. If I'm being a toaster who believes I'm a hammer, I'll not only be just uh, not doing my job well, I'll end up damaging myself. Now, that brings me to me being a doctor and seeing people suffering. Uh, uh, there are a few more things that happened along the journey of my life. It was 2018, February. Winters were just about leaving Delhi, and I got this sore throat, which wasn't going away for about a fortnight. Again, visited one of my seniors, and he examined my throat, and he said, "Oh, you have something growing on your left side of the vocal cord, on the left vocal cord, and doesn't look too good." Which of course after the surgery that evening, next by late evening, it was diagnosed to be a cancer growing on the left side of my on the left vocal cord of my throat. As he removed that, he came up with the declaration that I'll lose my voice now. But see, that even hasn't happened. And by the way, all that declaration about me being permanently disabled, about me being blind permanently for the rest of my life because the retinas are gone, uh, none of that has come true. None of them has come true, and it came uh, from the best trained medical brains. And I'm certified to be permanently blind, certified to be permanently disabled, and certified to be uh, never able to speak, utter a word even. But nothing of this happened to me, and that is the secret I want to discuss with the planet. And this I find is an opportunity to talk about. Why do we suffer? Why do we suffer? What is that suffering is all about? Um, Uh, I don't even know if I'm talking any sense because I didn't think of what I'm going to talk right now. I have no script. I have no idea what I'm supposed to talk. Please, Shilpa ji, Shrikant ji,
Certainly you are.
am I
No, no, you are
making
on.
sense?
Yeah,
You are.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yeah,
So,
please, please.
so doctors predicted that you may lose the vision, you may lose the sound.
No, I have lost it. It just said it's not going to come back because retina doesn't heal after 21 and you're 44 and it's not coming back. And I said, I'm a radiologist. I can't make my bread. I can't earn my bread in case I can't see. I may live, but I can't earn my bread. But they were wrong. In about a fortnight's time, my vision started coming back in about a month's time. Uh, and talking of right now, in the 62nd year of my life, I've been wearing glasses since I was in the second standard of my school, and my vision today is better than it was when I was in my in the primary school that I was. My vision continues to improve. My last angiography for retina was done about 3.5, 4 years back, and they said it continues to heal, which it is not supposed to happen after 21 years of age. And I'm into my 60s now, into late 50s, my retina was still healing, which is a case study still with the All India Institute of Medical Sciences.
So, what do
Magic,
you call it?
huh?
So,
What I
what do
call
you
it,
call
right?
it? Miracle? Is this medical
No,
science
it's not
or something
miracle. No,
about?
it's not miracle at all. We have not really understood. We haven't really understood who the creator is. We haven't understood what he has created. We haven't, most of us, I'm saying. Of course, some of you would probably think you've gotten what I'm trying to say. But, and many a times when I have talked to some people who allow me to talk such crazy conversation, tell me, oh, you've read that book. Oh, are you referring to that Upanishad? Are you talking about that uh, shlok? I don't know of any of these things because never had time in my life or fitness enough to go through any scriptures or I'm not an ardent reader either. I have not even read a novel in the last 40 years of my life. Not even one full novel. I can't read. I just stick myself to CT scan, MRI reports. That's it. I mean, that's enough for me, and that's what I write and that's what I read. And uh, anything more is too taxing for me. This is truly as lived experience, and I'm going to tell you something really crazy now. A conversation. Let's have a conversation about this. Um, um,
So
as a
I just
human
want
being,
to. No, I just wanted to mention that there are some people, there's somebody here that was told that he has only 4 months to live with because of cancer, and this was like 3 years ago, and now he's fine, and he's just doing fantastic, and he just is following what you are saying that in similar experience.
yeah, so every now and then I do find people who corroborate what I say. It's not that I have not met people. Every now and then I come across my patients who heal from situations where they were not supposed to heal. And the science was telling that this looks improbable. So can it be made a law? Can it be researched into so that it be made available to everybody on this planet? Everybody who suffers, can he be given an access to that uh, possibility of healing? Can it be universally made available? That is where this conversation, uh, for me, is heading. I mean, I come excited to such conversations that maybe we'll figure out together, because I'm not good enough for this all by myself. um, Such people, maybe we can all get together, share our experiences, maybe get opinion from you, and make it available for everybody, especially when um, negative things are spoken of. Your kidneys have failed, um, you may not ever get children, or this liver needs to be replaced, or a heart transplant is the only option left now, or he may not ever recover from his brain injury. And these are kind of situations we have all come across among people whom whom we've heard of. unfortunately, sometimes people who are very close to us also. So can we somehow create a structure, or get an access to this kind of healing available for everyone on the planet? And that is what is uh, driving me to this conversation, which we're going to have now. And I would want more inputs flowing in from your side, because I haven't figured it out completely yet. But let me start with what I have so far figured out.
There are
So
some
the first week,
questions. I'm sorry to interrupt. There are some questions. Can you
ah,
please unmute
let's
and
let's
ask, guys?
yeah,
Mr.
please.
Kumar,
Sure, sure. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, everyone. And Doctor, very inspiring. I know there's much more that you're going to give us some very good input about. Initially, I had some questions about the medical stuff, diagnosis, but again, that will be digressing from what we are really discussing. What I would really like to know is what exactly, did it hit you like a bolt or something? How did you get the purpose of your life? Did you do some meditation or something like that? I know it's kind of trying to probably put some a circular this one into a square hole or something, but your experience on how you did that, and what were the things, how did it dawn on you, and how did you do things for the turnaround?
Okay, okay. So as I did mention, no, I don't think I did anything. Meditation is something I don't even know how it is done. I've lately attended a few classes trying to figure out what meditation is, because people talk a lot about it. And I have tried to figure out what yoga is, and how does it add to whatever you are, who you are. But my profession keeps driving me back to the mundane routine daily activities, and I've not been able to give enough time to or thought to that. But I'll tell you, as lived, I'll tell you how I experience it. For me, no willpower, somebody wrote. No, it's not willpower, because I have had two attempts at suicide through that phase of my life till at around 2004, between 2004 and 6. There were two attempts at suicide that I tried. I have no willpower at that time. I was pretty clear, I don't want to live this life. It should be brought to an end. uh, Blind, disabled, disfigured, parts of body missing. What is the big purpose of living this life? No, let it be stopped wherever it is. And I tried twice and it didn't work. As you can see, I failed at times. Uh, um, something else. See, maybe I'll take on another conversation. It'll take about 5 minutes, but let's get into that. Whatever we know, because we are trying to figure out everything from the realm of knowledge. So whatever we know with knowledge, know, is because we have five senses. We know everything because we have five senses. Right? Because either I heard it, that is ears, because I saw it, because of my eyes, my vision, because I smelled it, I tasted it, or I touched it. Right? Just five senses. Humans are a machinery with five senses. Any input I've had into my soul is because I've had five senses. Either I heard it, I touched it, I saw it, I smelt it, or I tasted it. There is no other way I would know anything else about this universe. And I'm talking of universe, I'm talking of universe in the past, I'm talking presumptions of the future, talking of Chinese language, I'm talking of cooking, dancing, singing, love, uh, hatred, war, nuclear energy, quantum physics, Sanskrit, shlok, prayers, God. Everything is fitting our five senses. And that is the trap. That is where the trap is. Five senses never give us the reality. Five senses are too inadequate for us to see the big picture. We try to fit everything in the five senses, and the answer to this question does not lie in the five senses. The problem with us humans, And we are trapped in this. Given that there is no sixth sense with us, these five senses trap us. What I call sunrise and sunset is also rotation of the earth. The sun never moves. That is so much I can talk about my eyesight. Smell the perfume I get from my girlfriend. She says, "Wow, what nonsense have you gotten?" And the shirt I wear, she says, "What rubbish! This is too tight. Isn't it not discomforting for you? Uh, and why don't you put down the air conditioning because it's too cold? You should have a different temperature, and the bed is too hard, and this is too soft, and the pudding doesn't taste as good as it used to when my mother used to cook." So none of the senses are reliable. The music, somebody wants to listen to rock, and somebody wants to listen to just silence. Who's right? Who's wrong? And we go to war over what I think is right and what you think is wrong. We'll go to war over that. And five senses are only deceptively trying to tell us things which never even exist. We get trapped in the five senses, and in my five senses, and in the five senses that my teachers and my um, surgeons and healers had, they had thought I was disabled. 55% to start with, and then 100% when the cancer happened. Uh, it is the limitation of the five senses that gives us the way we perceive the universe appears to us. Is the universe really that? No, no. Everything in this piece of paper, in this pencil, in this spectacle, in these hairs, in my shirt, in my body, everything is molecules. Every in this air, uh, it's all molecules, and molecules is all atoms. Atoms is all neutron, electron, proton, positron, and whatever other quarks and other small little things that we're talking about. But everything contains the same thing. It appears different to us only because we have five senses. There is nothing different. Everything that we perceive is made up of exactly the same material, exactly the same material. If we can break it down really to the tiniest particle, me and you and this gadget in front of our eyes, it's all made of the same, exactly same particles. The deception is created by our five senses. And I got to hear from some people that that is why it was called Maya to start with in our spirituality, because it is not reality. It is our perception. And our perception can only create a Maya jal around us, which is what we think is reality. It is not reality. And we are trapped in this so-called reality which we have created. And how I got to know we have created is once I remember it was Baisakhi, and they invited me to um, RSS headquarters, and they had some youth gathering there, and they said, "We want you to come and talk to the youth of uh, RSS people." Yeah, and they were taking me up to some floor, and I was in a lift, and on the lift there was written "Aham Brahmasmi," and there was a Swamiji standing in the lift with me, and I asked him, "What does this mean?" And stupidly enough, I had not even heard such a thing. And he said, "This means that Brahma is in me." I said, "But Brahma is the one who creates." He said, "Yeah, yeah, that's in me." Oh my God. Oh my God. I created everything. I create everything. Everything that is around me is created by me. I'm the Brahma. My country, India, and the spiritual depths that we got to, those thousands of years ago, made humans realize that I create universe. And how I do it is with the 5D projection of my five senses. Actually, out there, there is an empty space. There is nothing out there. I have five senses, so it appears to me that what I call pink or red is pink or red. Maybe to you, it is some other color. or maybe some other way it exists for you. But because I see the way I see, I smell the way I smell, taste the way I taste, touch the way I touch, and hear the way I hear, the universe is the way the universe is. And I'm the creator of universe. All this while I was creating universe, and I thought I was born into universe. There was no universe before I happened, and there'll be none left after I'm gone. This universe happened with me, and this universe is as long as I am. And this is my creation, and it is my responsibility. It is mine. I'm supposed to do what I can do for it, and how? By being human, इंसानियत से, मानवता से, because that's the machine I was given. A human machine in a created universe which I have created, for that I may show myself as a human. इंसानियत करने के लिए, मानवता करने के लिए. That's all. That's the whole essence of life. And and the energy and the powers and the strength I get for doing anything as a human is happiness. My strength is happiness. I remember, and at least in my country, if we were to touch feet, which is usually how we uh, when we meet our elders, touching feet is the usual way I was taught right from the time I was born. दादाजी के पैर छुओ, नाना जी के पैर छुओ, नानी के पैर छुओ, अंकल के पैर छुओ. तो हम बचपन से पैर छूते थे. Touching feet, and every time the elder person would either kiss my forehead, pat me on the back, maybe put his hand on my head, and always say one thing. Always say one thing. सदा खुश रहो, बेटा सदा खुश रहो, बेटा खुश रहो, बेटा सदा खुश रहो, बेटा सदा खुश रहो. Oh my God, they were telling me how to exist. They were telling me how to exist. In the first 42 years of my life, I was not happy. I wasn't happy. I was all the time being told, Sada khush raho. And we get the word khush raho, but we still don't get the word Sada, because Sada is not 200 years or 3000 years. Sada is no matter what happens. Sada is in the worst of adversities, when everything has fallen apart, when pralay aa jaye, jab sab khatam ho jaye. That time you're supposed to be smiling and laughing and being happy about it. About 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 just being happy for no purpose. Just being happy. Think of a day you get out of office, I mean, get out of your home and you're on your way to the office, and you're not happy. And see how the traffic appears that day, and see how you find the roads that day, or see how you find the elevator, or the subway that you catch, or the breakfast how it tastes, or when you land up in your office and you're sitting with your clients or your boss or colleagues, or reading your emails, how they appear to you, because you're upset, because you'd had this argument with your life partner right in the morning itself, or maybe something else, or your cell phone dropped in the shit pot. I don't know. I mean, or somebody banged your car when you were just standing there doing nothing on the waiting for your right light to turn green. Somebody just um, banged you from behind. Uh, Happiness is, and think of a day when you're just happy for no reason. You just get up and you feel very good, and you're happy, and you wake up and you want to whistle, maybe you sing a song, um, maybe you dance your way to the even toilet, and you, when you driving to your office, the best of your song that you've heard in your childhood is playing, and you're singing along and you're whistling, and reach your office, and boss and everybody around is wishing you, and everybody is smiling, and then see how you perform. Our performance is absolutely directly proportional to the happiness that we are experiencing. Uh, we are upset and our productivity goes down. We are happy. Uh, every paintbrush I pick up, I paint a masterpiece. Every time I go to the kitchen, I create the best dish. Every time I dance the best steps. Every time I sing the best tunes because I'm happy. And I'm upset and nothing. I can't even sleep too well. I can't shit. I get gases and bloating and acidity and I can't sleep and my blood pressure is high, my pulse is racing, I'm sweating unnecessarily, my hands and feet are trembling and nothing is working out for me because I'm upset now. So this machinery works when you're happy. So that's why my elders were all the time saying, Beta sada khush raho. And sada is about the nowness of in the right at this moment is the sada happening. Sada is about the depth of your belief of happiness, not about the length that you're going to be happy for 300 years or 3,000 years. It's about no matter what happens right now, I'll be elated. I'll be like absolutely thrilled about my life, about whoever it is. So if you're being human, you're being happy, cancers go away, visions come back, health returns, you're able to sing and dance and 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 and, and do whatever you want. And if there be a God, you become it, or you ask him and that happens, and manifestations of nature that you can't believe. Uh, I right now in the 62nd year of my life, I feel anything, and I mean anything, anything at all. I wish happens. I don't even have to speak or utter a request. The moment I say, I mean, I feel I need to, it happens. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. Just by believing that I need to be happy, every magic happens around me, and that is what I really would want, friends, you to focus because I don't know how else to explain what I experience every now and then. Just just being human, just trying to be helpful to others, just celebrating my existence as somebody I can help with people and feel happy about is all there is about my life. And if I have done that much and achieved that much, I experience the presence of God. I see the presence of God in me. I see the presence of God in every little atom, every little neutron, electron, proton. I see God around me. I see that supernatural strength which pulls off magic, the radiance of which I can't even talk of, the grace of which, the smoothness of which can't be explained in words. And thank God my ancestors uh, uh, were enough to appreciate this. This is written in our text. This is talked about. This is this is how it is in this beautiful country we call Bharat, where I was sent, and no matter how difficult a person I was, uh, I was hammered and chiseled and treated so that I get the simplicity of just being human and the greatness of it at the same time, and the amazing results that are possible. And maybe right now, when about two-thirds of the planet is at war and things are not working out right the way people would want it to, you and me and the conversation we're having right now and where it is coming from, because you have understood most of what I'm trying to say, if that be made available to everybody on this planet, Swarg is right here. Swarg is right here, and magic is right here, and magic is all around. It's brightness, it's 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 the softness of being human. It's the it's the wonderful thing about whatever you want being available, and the rest there is nothing else. There's just this absolute peace and and no fear because When I'm not, there is nothing. And when I am, there is everything. Aham Brahmasmi. I'll create whatever I need to create. I have always created what I have created, and I will continue to create what I have to create. And what is not created is not required to be created. There's nothing of a not. I am everything and I'm complete. And that's the Brahma. That's the creation. That's the amazing part about it. And it's not about me and you. There is no you. Everything is a me. And I'm not talking the ego me. I mean, there's just this Atma, the little ansh of the Param Atma. That is me. That is who I am, and I have my five senses, which makes me experience everything around me the way it makes me experience. Is it the truth? No, but it is something I can happily accept and be happy with and have fun with. And friends, I have very little to say after what I've said, and I don't even know if it made sense. But uh, thank you so much for listening in. Thank you. God bless you. If there be
Am-
anything I can answer or say.
amazing, insight and yeah, realization of being Brahmasmi. And again, let's open it for any questions, comments. There are lots of comments in the chat box.
Yeah,
So,
but I, I have not been reading. So, friends, if there be anything, especially criticism, I would, I would want you people to please let me know where I was crazy, where I was stupid, where I was wrong, where I was uh, uh, not
so
even making
Namita,
sense.
you have
Please do let me
Namita
know.
has some comment, I think. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Namita.
please, please. Yeah, please. I would read the comments later when I could.
Dr. Sharma, this is Namita. I joined the conversation late, so I must have missed the, some of the crux of the conversation. But my question to you was this realization, aham brahmasmi, is happened at a certain moment when you were in the lift. I heard that part, but
Yeah. I
was
mean, I
it
read it for the first time there, and I was thinking about it all this while. Though
right?
most of it happened, yeah, yeah, you're right. You're very right. You're very right.
So, I mean, were you a spiritual person from the beginning of life, like in our households,
Oh,
right?
oh
We have
no.
rituals,
Oh,
we have rituals. We never truly didn't understand. We understood the ritual part of the of God, but the spiritual part of it or the realization
no,
part,
no,
when did
no. I've
that
never been spiritual. I did mention to you, I've never been spiritual. I am not spiritual. I don't even know what being spiritual means. I have no clue of what people talk of when they say, be spiritual, be religious, uh, be pious. Uh, uh, I have no clue about all this. I'm a regular guy who's been who's been studying, who's been trying to make, who was for the first 45 years of his life only trying to beat the competition, uh,
right?
and 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 just in the rat race trying to win the race, just another rat in the race. I never had time. Neither of my parents, nobody in the background of my life, nobody had ever uh, uh, talked of spirituality or religion or God or these were words which were banned in the environment I was till that stage in life. It was lying blind, as I said, in the corridor of All India Institute of Medical Sciences after my surgery. When I, for the first time, said, now even committing a suicide is going to be so tough for me. God, what have you done to me? And with no other human being that I could see or visualize, I had only one, uh, if I may call it a power or a person, the so-called God that I was listening for. I mean, listening about for 44 years. It was the first time I addressed him, and I asked him. I had only complaints, and I said, "I have only complaints against you. What have you done to me now, and what is the big purpose about it?" And let me quote from this question was asked to me earlier also, so I know. I Let's think of that situation where at one point, Arjun in the Mahabharata puts down his bow and arrow and standing in the chariot, he addresses Lord Krishna and says, what the hell is happening? I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this. I can't do this. This is impossible. Look at the odds. Look at the situation. Where have you gotten me? And then the whole Gita unfolds when Krishna opens his mouth and utters those words. Who the hell are you to decide what I'm supposed to do with you? You're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. You do what you can do. And then lying in bed as a blind person, I was wondering, what am I supposed to do? And then that's the first time I thought, as a human being, I was only supposed to be human. For 44 years, I was either working through my night shifts like an owl, और बैल की तरह, कोलू के बैल की तरह, या उल्लू की तरह रात भर जागना, या शेर की तरह चिंघाड़ना, या बंदर की तरह उछलना, या लोमड़ी की तरह चालाक होना. I was never a human being. I was always an animal of some nature. There was nothing about human in me. Lying there in bed, just being human, which should have been so natural to me, to all of us, because that's who we are. It should be natural. It should be very natural to just be a human. And as I said, being human is just one thing. Compassion for fellow human beings. The energy for it, happiness. That's all. So, and happiness, where does happiness come from? There is no place to go for happiness. There's nothing to achieve for happiness. Happiness is all inside of you. You are at the source of your happiness. You need nothing for happiness. In fact, if there is thing for happiness, you're probably never going to get it. Happiness is unconditional and unreasonable. Happiness is always available. Sada Khush Raho was told by my great grandfather, to my grandfather, to my father, to me. And through generations, they were saying, Sada Khush Raho, Sada Khush Raho, Sada Khush Raho. Oh, damn it, it's in me to be happy all the time. And I didn't get that. And just to be human, that's just that. And then see the magic unleash around you. Just that. Just that. Just simply that. Cancers vanish. Body starts jogging and running at pace you can't believe. Brain starts to be sharp. And everything. And love pours all over you. Anything you want, wish, it just manifests. And it is as lived. No, I'm not spiritual. I would never say. I'm still thinking about my patients, and I'm still thinking of my machines, and I'm still thinking about my staff doing the right thing with my patients, and the hospital running the way it should run. I mean, it's early morning right now at my place. It is just 6:42 a.m. And in about an hour and a half's time, my clinic would start. And I'm only thinking of that. I mean, my routine life. My machines working and my patients walking in and out with their reports, and me trying to serve them, because that's all I'm supposed to do. Just be a fellow human being, holding their hands, feeling their discomfort, trying to do the best I can do to make them heal. And whatever it takes, at that point, whatever it takes, just being human, never behaving like an animal, never ever letting me myself be an animal, no animal traits. And then he sees you, then he blesses you, then he comes, then he comes to help you, then he comes to sort out everything for you. Everything, and I mean everything. Court cases, your swollen knees, your generator which is not starting, your car which is not giving good average. He comes to do he takes care of everything. Like every tiny little thing in your life would be sorted out by him. All you got to do is just be a human being.
So, Dr.
Just
Sharma,
that.
in your
Dr. Sharma,
Ji,
I have a question.
sir,
As I gather it, what you
sir.
said that you hated God, you were suicidal, everything worse happened. You were not willing to live. One point which I gather, and that was turning point for you probably, is you said that you were invited to give a lecture to the, and when you were going in the lift for that lecture, the
Ji,
Swami was
yeah.
standing in front of you. and you saw
Yeah,
Aham
with breathing.
Brahmasmi. Yeah, Aham
Yeah,
Brahmasmi.
yeah.
So that Aham Brahmasmi, the Swami told you that means I am me. Okay. So that was the turning point, or what was the turning point actually? Because
There were
because
multiple. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you haven't
that
cleared the
was one
turning
I
point.
distinctly remember, and it's
Okay.
people who have been asking me questions that I've been trying to figure out as to what would be the turning point. So there are a few. This is one, and the second one, as I said, is after my surgery for my eyes. When they declared that eyes, sorry, we could not save your eyes and you're blind permanently. So those were the 2 points where distinctly I remember the way I think about life, the way I think about my existence, the way I think about universe shifted completely for me. These were 2 points where everything shifted for me. One moment I was a person, and the next moment I suddenly saw myself completely differently. Completely differently. I am the creator of everything, means I'm the creator of my misery. Do I have to be? Can I not just be the creator of my happiness? It's a choice I make. Every breath I take, I choose to be miserable or I choose to be happy. That's the Brahma. And when I got to the second one, where I got my vision back, I lost my vision, I realized losing just one sense makes this universe vanish. What would death be? Death would only be that my five senses stop. Will I not be existing? I would exist with my five senses gone. Trust me, five senses are only for this body, which people call Jaideep. Jaideep is just this body. Jaideep is not the person or the soul talking to the soul on the other side. Jaideep is just a name given to this 100 kg of flesh. Is this me? No, this is something I have. This is not me. What is the big deal about death? These 100 kgs will go away. I collected these 100 kgs over last 60 years. Yesterday, what was rice in the evening is today Jaideep. What was water 3 hours back is today Jaideep. What was dal day before is today Jaideep. What is banana last week is today Jaideep. I have the power to convert everything, the air I breathe, the water I drink, into Jaideep. Will my powers be gone? Never. I will lose all this, no problem. I'll pick up again more stuff and create another. Okay, maybe not Jaideep this time. I'll create X3P9. Maybe my name would be something else. How does it matter? Maybe I'll create another figure. Maybe I'll create a figure with not five, but 73 characters, or maybe just two, which will not be any of these five. How does it matter? I have existed forever and I will exist forever. My powers to pick up stuff and make it into me is always going to be. I'm not going anywhere. I'm
So
not going anywhere.
you believe in soul and Atma, right?
I'm just a soul and I'm not going to go anywhere. What am I going to lose anyways? This, which I picked up from here,
Okay.
I'll
So
pick it up again.
soul is immortal. Okay.
Yeah.
So it
So
goes.
and it is all powerful. It has picked up everything in the last 6 to 2 years and converted it into Jaideep. I'll pick up more stuff after I'm gone this way and make it Jaideep or maybe some other name and some other form, some other thing. The whole purpose being to be happy and to be human. And I can continue, and I have continued for billions of years. I just don't have a memory sharp enough to understand that I've existed forever and I
So
have
the
created
real
this universe.
yeah. So
Every
the
time I happen,
realization.
I create a universe around me out of my five senses. What's the big deal about this? It's insignificant, this life. It's
Yeah.
just that little flash in
So
the
the
billion years.
realization of soul actually work for you, right?
Gee,
So,
gee,
Dr.
gee.
Sharma, I like to say something. So, basically, in any sad situation, if you manage yourself to be happy, universe automatically, जो कायनात बोलते हैं, वो automatically start arranging you for just keeping you happy. If you start feeling sad, then universe will arrange you to become more and more sad.
Got it.
Absolutely correct. You are the Brahma of your universe. You will convert everything in the way you want it to be converted. You be happy, there'll be happiness all around.
Yes.
You be upset, there'll be upset all around. You be angry, there'll be anger all around. And this is what I think
This has been an amazing session. Thank you very much. And again, if there are more questions, we can continue for sure. Okay.
I think doctor's connection got frozen, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. Looks like net. Oh, he got dropped. Net issue. Anyways, it was excellent session. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he's back here. But let
Very
me
nice,
unmute yourself.
very inspiring story.
Can you unmute yourself, Dr. Jaideep?
sure, sure. There. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So, friends, just one thing. I don't read books, as I said. I don't write. I don't read books. I don't have time for that. So maybe some of my stuff would be like crazy because it is not in any book. Nobody said it. Nobody thinks like this. But I did tell Shilpa ji and maybe hinted Shrikant ji that I am crazy and allow me
No,
my
no, no, you are
craziness.
not crazy. But I feel that people say what is self-realization, that's what you have. So I think you are self-realized person, and this happened to you, and now you know who you are, and you are Brahma and all that. So that's just self-realization. That's what I think.
Thank you,
Just
sir.
a couple of quick question. Your briefly just say that your lifestyle now and your couple of projects that you are engaged in.
So there are some interesting things along the journey. It took me all those 2 decades to actually get on my feet again and start walking and talking. And science had told me that it's not going to happen. So I came up with a project back in 2011, 12, which is called Heal. Heal, as an abbreviated expression of health experience at the speed of light. This is the project. Try to understand, this was before era of WhatsApp and Google groups and internet rampantly available, freely available in our pockets. And I had created a vision that there be a planet now where people with their medical ailments would come to a platform and talk about their medical ailments in the virtual world. And in the virtual world, people who have the access to their healing would give them healing. And this was a project Heal, health experience at the speed of light, not 9, 10 years like it took for me. People would have access to health immediately. And for that, what I had done is at that time, internet had started happening. So a Facebook kind of structure where on one end you create your entity as a service provider, as a doctor, as a nurse, as a blood bank, as a chemist, as a uh, uh, whatever, physiotherapist and all other kind of possibilities that is to serve the sick people who are cancer and stones and infertility and kidney failures and tuberculosis and infections and injuries and everything. And they meet in a virtual platform where they can talk to each other while still at their place of work, where people don't have to go to hospitals. And when I came up with this project, and I'll maybe share some links there, which are as old as 2011, when nothing of this was being talked about. And I had talked about how it would help in rural healthcare and how it would help in elderly care uh, and how health services can be modified. It wasn't happening like that at that stage on the planet. But wonderful things happened when COVID hit our planet, and it became a reality. Now everybody is on a virtual world, and we doctors treat patients in the virtual world. Any doctor can be approached in the virtual world across the globe, and best of medical services are now available. So that is one vision that came true in about 8, 10 years time. First, the second project I came up with was, in our country, India, a lot of girl children are killed when they're still inside their mothers. And I'm a radiologist, I'm an ultrasonologist, I do ultrasounds. And people of my fraternity help diagnose the gender of the child. And till 2019, we had, by a rough calculation, managed to kill 7 crore, 7
Oh,
crore, that is 70 million girl children in India. 70 million girl children had already been killed in my country. I came up with a project called Navjeevan, where as a child is conceived and the lady walks into a chemist shop, or a gynecologist's clinic, in the virtual world, her name, her husband's name, her last menses date, her address and phone number is put in there, and computer generated unique number is created for that child, which is the Navjeevan number. And the child is given an entity while for the first time it has been conceived inside the mother. And that be made available to the government on a site. And because we know the 280 days that we spend inside our mothers before we are born, each day we know exactly. I do ultrasounds for pregnant ladies. Each day we know what the child is, how it grows through 280 days. So we would send a jingle or a song or a little information or an image or a cute little thing about that child to the phone number of that parent. And like the four wise men walked in when Jesus was born in Bethlehem, uh, four children from uh, senior classes in school or college children, because we have social service activities in schools and colleges, would walk into that house on the 280th day, given the address as is in the Navjeevan code, and welcome that life with a hamper of gifts, uh, with a vaccination, first vaccination, with a few clothes, with a few toys, maybe a few clothes, even, and a bed and a and this Navjeevan project was taken in true earnest in Gurgaon, where I live, and and multiple uh, um, industrialists have uh, put in money to create these hamper bags, which are now being supplied to the children born in government hospitals. And these mothers are being still, uh, uh, through the Navjeevan project, as taken up by multiple states, is now a actual project. It is not called Navjeevan. Of course, they have given another name of their own. And when you come for an ultrasound, that number is already given to you for the first ultrasound when you have in any clinic. It is registered with the central government, and that life gets registered. So no missing life now. In my country, if after 280 days of inside the mother, the child is not born, let's investigate where the child went and why the child was not born. So this was another project I took on. Multiple projects. I go to school and colleges, talk to children about what would make them happy and why happiness goes missing. That's the favorite topic I take up with school children. And what if happiness was available, and how they can be at the source of their happiness. And these are the kind of topics I do. And finally, my country, the youngest and the biggest in population that it is now, India, unfortunately has, in percentage, more blinds than other countries, more disabled people. I'll share some videos and maybe even some images of what we're doing. Because we worship Lord Ganesha, for any project we start, first thing we start with is Ganesh Puja, right? Shri Ganesh. We call it project ka Shri Ganesh karte hain. Chalo, our project ka Shri Ganesh kare. So Ganesh is a god of transplant. Transplant, the head is
yes.
different. And also one more statement that we often use in our country is, इसको अगर मृत्यु दंड भी दिया, फांसी कर की भी सजा दी है, मृत्यु दंड, the capital punishment if be given to any criminal, is still asked, what is your last wish? आपकी अंतिम इच्छा क्या है? Last wish. So the last wish can only be that I may live. That's the best last wish you can have. And organ transplant is a wonderful way to continue to exist after your death. So eyes, heart, lungs, skin, bones, everything can be transplanted and create life. So one more thing that I'm very crazy about is the organ transplant. And if we fail to transplant organs, then the whole body for medical education. And these are some of the favorite projects. I talk a lot in hospital, in colleges and schools. So I don't know. Uh, I'm crazy. I create. I know if I talk enough, everything will always come true because all I have to do is just know what I say, what I believe, what I am is just a manifestation of whatever is. And yeah, I mean, I don't say it for the sake of saying. I know if I've said it enough, it would happen. It would happen. My country would lead because my country can go in 6 rupees per kilometer to Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan. So 6 rupees per kilometer to reach my neighbor's place to give them the organs that they need is possible only in India. So, and Vasudev Kutumbakam. So the whole family, because organ transplant people always say, Acha, anybody from your family who's ready to give a kidney, is anybody who's ready to give a part of the liver, anybody who, so you need a family member to help you. And Vasudev Kutumbakam means the entire universe is my family, and that's the way my India is. So how about actually having anybody give organs to anybody and have this magic be created of Vasudev Kutumbakam with organ transplant? Because everything matches everybody. And if that can all be done, my country would lead in healing the planet. And I'm a crazy doctor. Maybe next time you see me, I'll be, and I'm staying happy all the time because that's the other way I exist. So happy, crazy, mad doctor uh, who is so grateful today for this conversation that you allowed. And please ask me questions, which I will probably not be able to give straight answers, but whatever crazy answers I'd give.
I have a
Allow me that.
question.
हाँ,
I तो क्या आप ये कहना चाहते हैं कि हिंदुस्तान में गर्भपात होता ही नहीं है?
बहुत ज्यादा होता है, बहुत ज्यादा होता है, और इसको रोकना बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि मैं इसको भारत माता कहता हूं, जो ऊपर ऊपर वैष्णो देवी से नीचे कन्याकुमारी तक वुमन है, और हम वुमन को ही मार देते हैं, और ये उस भारत माता की वुमन के ही आत्मा को हम क्षति पहुंचाते हैं. दिस इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल इन माय कंट्री. दिस नीड्स टू बी हैंडल्ड बेटर. No, this doesn't work in my country. So I'm going to talk about this. This is one of my topics I want to discuss.
मेरा
जी
दूसरा
जी
सवाल
पूछिए.
ये है कि आप जब कोमा में थे तो कितने देर तक थे?
I woke up in about 6 months time, but
और फिर
I didn't have a
आपने
face.
फिर
This
आप
face is artificial, so I didn't have a
करेक्ट
lower jaw and this mouth was open, and I
करेक्ट
didn't have a wrist, and I didn't have a shoulder, I didn't have a right leg, and I
So
didn't have 6 ribs on the left side of my chest.
my
Yeah.
question
So
to you is, in that time period, I have heard people saying like, "Oh, I saw the light," and so what was your experience, and do you remember any? Just out of
but yeah,
curiosity.
yeah. People tell me that I was talking about. I had talked about some crazy stuff about Germany attacking India and some war and some craziness. No, nothing really, nothing that made sense or has made sense even till now. Nothing really at all, miss. Nothing that has ever made sense. People remember me blabbering nonsense, but no, I didn't see that light which was drawing me towards it or taking me away. But I have flashes of things which happened uh, and memories of things which never happened, of wars which didn't happen, of 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 craziness. I mean, no, nothing coherent, nothing logical, uh, nothing like the way people talk about. No, I didn't get any such tunnels of light and darkness or some vague sounds or halos or anything. No,
I'm
I
just
didn't get any.
saying because
Dreams.
maybe your enlightenment came during your deep sleep, because
Uh,
it's the same like sleeping. We
I just
dream.
enjoy.
No, because let me hear me. In
Ji.
dreams, we do dream, and not every dream you can remember, but there are dreams you will never forget in your life. That's how
Ji,
I feel.
for a long time after I did regain consciousness, I used to think that this is the dream now, and I'll wake up in on the 6th of June, 1993, when the accident had happened. I was always thinking that what I'm living is the dream, and as I discussed a little earlier, it is a dream. It has always been a dream. It is your brain which plays tricks to make you believe what is truth and what is dream and what is imagined and what is real. It's irrelevant. Whatever gives you happiness is the truth.
It's a
Whatever
really
allows.
different experience you
Gee, it
have.
is different. It
Hmm.
is different.
Hmm.
I don't know if it serves any purpose, but it is something so different uh, that sometimes I even feel guilty wasting time of so many people.
No, no,
1 hour,
you are
1 hour
not
of
wasting our
conversation.
time for sure. Okay. Now this is just amazing session, and we're I'm sure, and again, this is recorded, and many people will enjoy and learn from your sessions. So
Yeah, and
I
my request to
absolutely don't
everyone
think
is
that.
just, just, just enjoy, just celebrate the happiness of being human, and even when you think things are not going right, celebrate it anyhow. Celebration, happiness, happiness, and celebration. Because that's what our creator said, Beta Sada Khush Raho. Let's not uh, insult uh, the conclusion of what it is to be human on the planet. It is for the purpose of just forever being ecstatically happy. If you're
So one
ecstatic, if you're
question, yeah,
happy,
sorry.
ji,
So
you can
one question
continue.
I had was, do you happiness is one thing. Do you also give any importance to gratitude?
Ah, of course. Being human is the highest level. You are God. God is in you. You are incarnate of God. I mean, how high can you go? Being human is the highest level of your existence. That opportunity being provided to you. I mean, nothing else after this.
Okay.
It's the most beautiful thing. And that is in my grasp right now. Being human. It can't be any superior than this. It can't go any better than this. And I didn't do anything. It just naturally fell into my lap. How lucky am I? How gracious is the Almighty who allowed me this experience of being human, of being always happy, of being always purposeful, of always being wow. So yeah, gratitude. I mean, everything amazing about just being, just being, just being human. Everything amazing.
Dr.
And
Sharma,
it
this is
continues to.
Namita again. My question is, how does one teach? And this is a baseline, like you said, that you go to schools to tell people or to teach students or younger ones to 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 stay happy.
Now
But
now I go to old age homes also. I go
always
to a
comes
lot of
also,
old age
yeah.
homes.
We all need it. But my baseline question is, how do you teach yourself to be happy? How do you train yourself to be happy? This is a play of energy, where there are lower energies that we all encounter on a pretty regular basis because this is life.
Two things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
One is happiness is a choice, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was other other experiences, and there is happiness as a choice, I would give up every other experience and choose happiness over everything else. One, it's a choice. You got to get that there is a choice of who you are being. You can be greedy, you can be upset, you can be mad, you can be tired, you can be sick, you can be anything, but how about being happy? So being human is a choice of happiness. No other form can you choose happiness. So choose happiness every time. One. Two, don't choose ordinary happiness. Choose ecstasy, not the pill. I mean ecstasy.
Bliss. Choose the bliss.
Choose ultimate happiness. Choose ultimate happiness because that's what you've been created for. No matter what is happening, no matter what happens, just absolute ecstatic laughter, fun, celebration of your existence. Just that all the time. People will anyway call you crazy. No matter what you did, they'll call you crazy. It doesn't matter. Laugh. It's easier for them to call you crazy. I laugh all the time. I laugh all the time. I'm laughing because that's what my creator would have wanted me to be. If you have children, you would always bless them happiness. If I'm his creator, I mean, I'm his creation and he's my father, he would want me to be happy only. There would be no other wish a parent would have from a child. Beta sada khush raho, beta sada khush. Oh, I'm respecting my creator by being happy. How can I insult? He created this universe. He gave me everything I have. In total gratitude, I'm ecstatically happy all the time. And then I suddenly realized, damn it, I can see better. Oh, shit, my cancer's gone. Oh, I can walk, I can run, I can dance. Oh, all that I have to do is gratitude and happiness and ecstasy, and that's it. And just all the time know that I'm a human being doing human activities. That's all. Big deal. Naturally trained for it. Don't have to go for any qualification. And therefore, Guru Nanak and Gautam Buddha and Mahavir and Paramhans and nobody needed any training. And they rose to the level of being treated like gods. All they got is just being human and holding hands and learning to soothe the other person and listen to his problem and provide whatever you can, given whoever you are, provide as much as you can, provide humanness to the other person. And that's it, humanity provided. And you experience godliness and being one with him. And we together can make this place heaven. In this era of wars and strife and unnecessary quarrels, let's just hold hands. Let's just promise to be happy. Let's just promise to take care of each other's pains. Let's just create a beautiful, beautiful heaven on this planet. Let's just get the simplicity of being human. We were not here to invent new rockets and new nuclear bombs and new uh, disasters for others. We are here to just feel the pain of the other person, feel compassion, feel love, and laugh and sing and dance. All these things which humans can do. Singing, dancing, laughing is not possible by most of the animals on this planet. Humans can do that. It manifests as humanness. So I sing, I dance, I laugh, I love, I stay happy, and I serve.
Yeah, you are
Thank you so much.
Amazing, just amazing.
constantly working. You never sleep. You are forever doctor.
Yeah, I sleep about 2 to 3 hours every day. Yes, that's true. That's true.
Hi,
Me,
That's true.
this is Dr. Padmalala. I think everyone comes with a purpose, and I think you found your purpose. A lot
Yes.
of people don't know their purpose, and I think you know, you
It's
knew.
more or less common for all of us. I tell you, really, it's more or less common for all of us. Just hold hands, love people, laugh a lot, and don't worry. You're not going to go anywhere. And even if you do, you will go and meet him. And when हमारी हर प्रार्थना में हर पूजा में we keep saying अपने से जोड़े रख, अपने से जोड़े रख भगवान अपने साथ। अरे जब वो जोड़ना चाहता है एंड में, एंड ही सेइंग आ जा मेरे पास, तो उसको क्या अपसेट हो रहे हो? जाओ ना, बुला तो रहा है। What is death? In the end, you may go and meet him. At the end of the universe, you will go and meet him in the end. Finally, that is all this journey is about. It culminates always in meeting with him. And it's the most beautiful experience. How can things go wrong? If they go worse, they get best. What is the problem? Anyhow it goes, it just ends in amazing end. We meet him.
आई थिंक हमारा हैप्पीनेस का रिमोट कंट्रोल हमने इतनी जगह बांट के रखा है, किसी ने कहीं से भी एक
जी,
बटन दबाया हमको तो ये पहला काम ये करना होगा, या सब वापस लेना होगा।
you are at the source of your happiness. Nobody else can be. Not your Mercedes, not your money, not your diamonds, not your islands, not your life partner. No, not your children, not your elders. You are at the source of your happiness. A 24/7, every breath happiness of ecstatic levels. You are. And anything lesser is a cheating on your existence. Sada khush raho. The grandparents always said that. We are committed to our happiness. Nobody else is. Only me for my happiness. If I can do that, all this magic of healing cancers and eyesight's coming back, and I've experienced it all. I invite every one of you to experience magic of happiness for
Thank
no
you very
reason.
much.
Thank you so much. सदा खुश रहिए सब लोग, सदा बहुत खुश रहिए। सवाल मेरे से पूछ लीजिएगा। I can share my phone number, which is on WhatsApp. It's 9311223399. It's
Okay.
that simple. 9311223399. Maybe you can share it somewhere in the text, and I would
Again,
love
if
to.
there are any documents that you would like to share, then
I
we
would,
can.
yeah, I'll probably share my disability certificates 55% and 100%, permanent disability certificate. If anybody wants to see, I have those certificates by my alma mater, my All India Institute of Medical Sciences. They are correct. Scientifically, they are correct. But science is just so superficial. Human existence is so amazing. Science is nothing to explain what it is about our possibilities. This
I
is the
mean,
game of possibilities.
I have read and listened about this kind of experiences, but you are the live example that this that life is all beyond the five senses. Okay.
It is beyond that, yes. And there it is so beautiful. It's so ecstatically amazing. And I experience that every now and then. And just about constantly. And thank you so much. I just right now I am experiencing when I get this kind of listening and love. And it's reverberating across the globe. And thank you so much for this. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
generosity.
Thank you.
Thank you for your listening. Thank you
Thank
for
you
your
very much.
acceptance.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good night, everyone. Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Sri
much.
Yoga, Shilpa, for ending the session. It was excellent.
Thank you.
Shilpaji, thank you. Shrikantji, thank you so much. Thanks for
Yeah,
everybody who listened.
Shilpa, really thank you very much. And it's just amazing sessions.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.